Hello. I'd like to do a piece which is constructed from portions of the Bhagavad Gita, a little bit of Freud's essay on deviant love, some old National Geographics from the 60s, and a couple of Marvel superhero comics from the 80s. So I take no responsibility for any of the words used, only the order in which they're used. As the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change. For the soul there is neither birth nor death at any time. He has not come into being, does not come into being, and will not come into being. He is unborn, eternal, ever-existing and primeval. Think of the many places in your home that could welcome a clock like this. Think of the warmth it would add, the serenity its golden chimes would bring. Gracious guardian of each golden hour, a Ridgeway clock is at once fine furniture and a family friend. He is so large that complete universes are contained with him. Simultaneously, he is so minute that he resides in each and every atom of air, in every atom of fire, and in every atom of water. He is everywhere, and he can hear everything. You can't know how much you can be helped until you try a Zenith hearing aid. We make them as small and as powerful as they need to be. Each is designed to have a particular hearing problem in the most comforting, attractive way. The use of the mouth as a sexual organ is considered to be a perversion when the lips or tongue of one person are brought into contact with the genitals of the other, but not if the mucous membranes of the lips of both parties touch one another. Girls go great with it. It goes great with girls. It's called the Eternomatic Kontiki, and a more elegant modern Swiss watch there isn't. There's even one for you. Like all Kontikis, it's self-winding and exceptionally durable. Durable enough to be tested successfully at 120 fathoms, which means that it will give you the right time of day. Tomorrow, after tomorrow, after tomorrow. He is ever existing, and in the Vedas he is called Brahman, which refers to the impersonal effulgence of his body, Paramatma, his manifestation as the super soul in the heart of all beings, and Bhagavan, the supreme personality of Godhead, who embodies all opulence and powers. Of these three, only Bhagavan is complete. Brahman and Paramatma are his partial expansions. Everything is present in Bhagavan. Even in the luxury class, size has ceased to be an important factor, and the decision to buy is based on more rational principles. In the future, the trend will be towards cars, which combine mechanical sophistication with relatively compact dimensions. We at BMW have already anticipated that future. High-performance fire buttons, semi and hands-free turbo fire gives you 2 ways to shred them to pieces. Slow motion, dissect your opponent's game plan, then watch them squirm. Programmable fire buttons, now you can jump, punch, kick and slam with the press of 1 button. Extra long cord, now you can play from your favourite recliner. One of the players, a red-bearded warrior from Ghazni, explained the history of the game to me as he tightened his saddle girth. A captive bird is swung from arched poles, and Kashapampa's first fist-swinging horsemen pummel it to death. A man bites its tongue out, then others tear the creature apart for talismans. The rite, now meaningless, apparently began with the Spanish, who symbolized destruction of the Inca's pagan culture by killing condors. Their cousins, the few surviving California condors, cling to dwindling mountain retreats. A select collection of stamps featuring the spectacular giant-sized President Kennedy Memorial also included our embossed silver leaf Qatar Sheikh, famous Madonna and child painting, Gemini astronaut, special bonus, abominable snowman of Bhutan, many more too. Big mothers, guarded by carrier-based fighters, have often reached into North Vietnam to pluck Air Force and Navy airmen from hills around Haiphong. As a person puts on new garments, giving up old ones, the soul similarly accepts new material bodies, giving up the old and useless ones. Some look upon the soul as amazing, some describe him as amazing, and some hear of him as amazing, while others, even after hearing about him, cannot understand him at all. We changed the Skylark from front to rear. We gave it a whole new look, simply because we believe you want a car like this. In other words, we're talking your language. In all world languages, the word Fiat means automobile. The name has travelled around the world just as Fiat has. Fiat cars have penetrated deeply wherever they have gone. The normal sexual goal is generally supposed to be the union of the genitals in the act described as coitus, which leads to the release of sexual excitement, the satisfaction analogous to the satiation of hunger. But even in the most normal sexual procedure, we can see the first signs of something which, when fully developed, will lead to the aberrations described as perversions. Valmiki was easily able to chant Mara Mara and continued chanting for thousands of years while waiting for his guru's return. During that time, he did not eat or even pass stool or urine. Ants ate his flesh, blood, and other bodily substances, gradually enclosing him in an anthill. In this way, his own body vanished, and it now appeared that he had made a body of earth. This is the only hockey simulation with two perspectives, vertical and side views. So you can watch the action from the boards or behind the net. The players are huge, and so is the ice surface. So all the action is right in your face. There are slap shots, wrist shots, drop passes and flip passes, all with the most realistic puck physics you've ever seen. Says an ancient Afghan song, better come home stained with blood than safe and sound as a coward. In the veins of Muhammad the farmer flowed the blood of 100 generations of warriors. Pontiac dealers have a happy faculty of bestowing upon their cars more good things than most cars have a right to, like years ahead styling and disappearing windshield wipers, a neat vinyl rub rail that's built into that thin stripe of moulding along this Bonneville's flanks. Crowds pressed into the tea shops, drawn by the sizzle of shish kebab and the blare of Islamic music from scratchy loudspeakers. Nearby, enterprising young boys rented water pipes, a penny a puff. As music lovers, our favourite records are the ones about safe driving: Plymouth, Dodge, Chrysler, Imperial, Dodge trucks, Simca, Sunbeam, Mercy Bus of the Air wore a Sikorsky HH-53B crosses strands of the Ho Chi Minh Trail. Flyers call the craft Buffs, big, ugly, fat fellows. They named the smaller HH-3Es Jolly Green Giants after a vegetable cannery trademark. Use Mazola corn oil and Mazola margarine, and you get more than good taste. You get the plus of polyunsaturates. Mazola, used in place of the more saturated fats, is a simply delicious way to help balance the fats in your diet. Among psychoneurotics, all tendencies to anatomical transgressions are demonstrably present in the unconscious and in the formation of symptoms. Particularly frequent and intense among them are those that assign the role of the genitals to the mucous membrane of the mouth and the anus. The jollies have 7-foot probes that can be extended to 16 feet for refuelling. It was pleasant for a change to set up off the floor again. In most Afghan homes, the only furniture is a carpet, but the Nuristanis use simple chairs and tables. Stains of his trade colour a boy's hands, clutching a bright skein of yarn as a dye works in Tashkurgam. As the smoke billowed up, North Vietnamese troops on the road started firing toward it. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. As the embodied soul continuously passes in the ass stool and urine, ants ate his flesh, blood soul passes into another body at death in an anthill. In this way his own body changed. For the soul there is neither birth nor day made of earth. This is the only hockey, does not come into being and will not come inside views. So you can watch the action from primeval. Think of the many places in your home, and so is the ice surface. So all the action is the warmth it would add. The serenity is gold, drop passes and flip passes, all with each golden hour. A Ridgeway clock is at once an ancient Afghan song. Better come home, that complete universes are contained within Ard. In the veins of Muhammad the farmer resides in each and every atom of air, in every warrior. Pontiac dealers have a happy faculty of everywhere. He can hear everything. You can. Most cars have a right to. Like years ahead, try a Zenith hearing aid. We make them a small, neat vinyl rub rail that's built into that thin, designed to help a particular hearing problem. Crowds pressing into the tea shops, drawn by the mouth as a sexual organ, is considered to music from scratchy loudspeakers. Nearby, persons are brought into contact with the genital penny puff. As music lovers, our favourite membranes of the lips of both parties touch one Dodge, Chrysler, Imperial, Dodge trucks with girls. It's called the Eternomatic Kontiki-Orsky HH-53B, crosses strands of the Ho Chi isn't. There's even one for you, like all Kontikis at Fellows. They named the smaller HH-3Es Jolly. Durable enough to be tested successfully at 12, cling to dwindling mountain retreats, a select right time of day. Tomorrow, after tomorrow, a giant-sized President Kennedy memorial. Also, Vidas, he is called Brahma, which refers to think famous Madonna and child painting. Gemini Paramatma, his manifestation as the Superman of Bhutan. Many more too. Big Mother's supreme personality of Godhead, who reached into North Vietnam to pluck Air Force Bhagavan, is complete. Even in the luxury class, bodies giving up the old and useless ones. Some decision to buy is based on more rational print. Him is amazing, and some hear of him as cars which combine mechanical sophistication. Him cannot understand him at all. We changed, have already anticipated that future. Hyperferol, new look, simply because we believe you. Fire gives you 2 ways to shred them, piercing your language. In all world languages, the plan. Then watch and squirm. Programmable around the world, just as Fiat has. Fiat slam, with the press of 1 button. Extra love gone. The normal sexual goal is generally recliner. One of the players, a red-bearded act described as coitus, which leads to the game, to me, as he tightened his saddle girth. Analogous to the satiation of hunger. But even in Cachapampas, fist-swinging horsemen pummel the first signs of something which, when fully others tear the creature apart for talismans, teared as perversions. Valmiki was easily able to the Spanish, who symbolized destruction of thousands of years while waiting for his gurus. Astronaut, special bonus, abominable snow. Simulation with 2 perspectives, vertical and guarded by carrier-based fighters, have often the boards or behind the net. The players are Navy airmen from hills around Haiphong, right in your face. There are slap shots, wrist ones. The soul similarly accepts new material, most realistic puck physics you've ever seen. Say, look upon the soul as amazing. Some describe stained with blood and safe and sound as a cow. Amazing, while others, even after hearing about flowed the blood of 100 generations of war, the skylark from front to rear, we gave it a bestowing upon their cars. More good things than want a car like this. In other words, we're talking styling. And disappearing windshield wipers. The word Fiat means automobile. The name has stripe of moulding along this Bonneville's flanks. Cars have penetrated deeply wherever they have the sizzle of shish kebab and the glare of Islamak. Supposed to be the union of genitals in the enterprising young boys' rented water pipes, a release of sexual excitement. A satisfaction and records are the ones about safe driving. Plymouth, the most normal sexual procedure we can see. Simca, sunbeam, mercy bus of air war. A psycho developed will lead to the aberrations described Min Trail. Flyers call the crafts buffs. Big ugly chant Mara Mara and continued chanting. A sober person is not bewildered by such after tomorrow. He is ever existing and in the earth at any time. He is unborn, eternal, ever existing in the heart of all beings, and Bhagavan that could welcome a clock like this. Thinks all opulence and powers of these 3 only chimes would bring gracious guardian. His partial expansions, everything is furniture and a family friend. He is so large, size has ceased to be an important factor. Simultaneously, he is so minute that in the future, the trend will be towards atoms of fire and in every atom of water. He is with relatively compact dimensions. We at BMW know how much you can be helped until romance fire buttons. Semi and hands-free turbo and as powerful as they need to be. Each rises, slow motion. Dissect your opponent's game in the most comforting, attractive way. The fire buttons, now you can jump, punch, kick and be a perversion when the lips or tongue of cord. Now you can play from your favourite of the other, but not if the mucus warrior from Ghazni explained the history of the other. Girls grow great with it. It goes great, captive bird is swung away from arched poles and the more elegant modern Swiss watch it to death. A man bites its tongue out, then it's self-winding and exceptionally durable. The rite, now meaningless, apparently began with Inca's pagan culture by killing condors. Hare Krishna, use Mazola corn oil and Mazola margarine. Krishna Krishna, transgressions are demonstrably present. Hare Rama, the mucous membrane of the mouth extended to 16 feet for refueling. Rama Rama, stains of his trade colour a boy's hands as the smoke billowed up toward it. Hare Krishna, ants ate his flesh, a red-bearded embodied soul continuously passes in the ass stool and the game to me. Krishna Krishna, an ancient Afghan astronaut, special bonus action from primeval. Think, complete universes are contained in your face. Hare Rama, designed to help other worlds, we're talking membranes of the lips of bone, genital penia puff, as music love chords are the one. Rama Rama, a sober person is not sophistication. Him cannot understand your language. Cease to be a mucus warrior from Ghazni. Explain the history of the other famous Madonna. Trucks with girls. It's called the vein of Muhammad. Hare Krishna, Krishna sunbeam, Hare membranes, Rama slapshots.
Hooray! Wow.
Thanks.
Yeah, that is 2